Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm here at the UN on behalf of the Center for Civil and Political Rights with Professor Flinterman, who is a member of the Human Rights Committee. The Human Rights Committee is just concluding its 106th session today, and I was hoping you could speak with us a little bit about some of the main issues that were discussed during the review of Iceland.
That's my great pleasure to do that. We met Iceland for the 5th time. That means the Human Rights Committee. Iceland is one of the relatively small number of states parties that report regularly to the committee. That's very important in itself because it allows the committee, it enables the committee to assess the progress made in the implementation of the obligations by Iceland under the Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. During the present session, we had again a very constructive dialogue with the state party. It had sent a delegation from Reykjavik, which was able to reply to all the issues raised. I must say that in the context of Iceland, given also the long tradition, human rights tradition of a country like Iceland, we had of course a number of concerns, but not very many. Two concerns I think are important to mention here. The first one is, and that's recognized also by the Icelandic delegation, is the still existing inequality between women and men. Much has been done in that respect, but Iceland, like so many other societies, so many other states in the world, is still facing the problem of inequality between women and men. Especially also in the labor market, there is a persistent wage gap, and we are urging the state party Iceland to pay particular attention to that problem in the years ahead. And another problem which was brought to our attention is the problem of abuse and sexual abuse of children. And I must say that investigations have taken place, but we were surprised to be informed that so few prosecutions take place. And we urge the state party to take the issue of child abuse and in particular sexual abuse seriously, to investigate such cases and to bring those responsible for abuse of children to justice. Those were two important concerns, and of course we have also dealt with a number of other concerns. One is very typical for a country like Iceland, maybe for other Scandinavian countries as well, that is the role of the church, the Lutheran Church, and that is a state church, and the state is levying taxes which on all citizens, even those who are not belonging to the state church. And so, again, bearing in mind the long history, we are asking the state party to rethink and reconsider that particular issue as well.
Great. Thank you for going over some of those issues with us. And in light of that, could you then speak to us a little bit about what the follow-up process will look like for Iceland?
Yes, well, the follow-up process will especially focus on the two issues that I mentioned first, and that is the issue of the persistent inequality between men and women in the labor market, and especially the gap in wages and salaries. And the second is the issue of the need to investigate and prosecute cases of child abuse.
And how can NGOs contribute to the follow-up process?
It's interesting, we were pleased to have an alternative report from Icelandic non-governmental organizations, from academic institutions. Of course, it's a very small country, but it is a country in which there is a strong civil society and a strong also academic commitment to the cause of human rights. The Icelandic Center for Human Rights was represented both in the NGO presentations here and also played, I think, a role in seeing to it that the government is living up to the recommendations that we have made.
Great. Thank you so much for being with us, Professor Flinterman. We really appreciate your taking a few minutes this morning.
Thank you. All the best.